video speeds, getting the stream up, and we are going live in 3, 2, 1.
Hey, this is the Foster's After Show on AfterBuzz TV. Tonight we're breaking down Season 5, Episode 4, called Too Fast, Too Furious. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hello.
Hi.
Ladies. How are ya?
Great. Thank you. How are you?
Good. Thank you for asking,
Of
Steph.
course.
You're my favorite. Okay, we have a big episode to discuss. It was kind of fast, kind of furious. Let's do some intros, though. I'm Jeffrey Masters. I tweet from Jeff Masters 1.
I'm Hannah Pritchard. I tweet from @TheHotShotDude.
I am Jillian Leff. I tweet from @JillianLeff.
And I'm Stephanie Georgie. I tweet from @StephanieGeorgie.
And on the couch, back from last week, she's here again. It's Taylor's last week as an intern at AfterBuzz.
What?
We have fired her, unfortunately.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
No, she's going back to school. So Taylor's here. Hi, Taylor
Yay.
Gates.
Hey guys, thanks for letting me
Absolutely.
join. I'll be in the chat, so make sure you come and comment and share your thoughts with us. And you can find me on Twitter @alphabet_Ann and on Instagram @Taylor_Gates_.
Ooh,
Yes, and if you're not watching live but you want to, we do this on Tuesday nights at 6:10, 6:15-ish Pacific Standard Time. Also, just to give everyone a clarification on what I've told Taylor before we started shooting.
Yes.
I said, only read me comments that are on the subject we're talking about.
Oh, right.
So, if you're talking to us about the beach and the river and about Steph and Lena, and we're not talking about Steph and Lena, Taylor's not going to read it. Because I told her so,
Save
okay?
it for later.
And if she does, then we're going to fire her early. Okay, no one's fired. Just kidding. This
Not
isn't The
yet.
Apprentice. Oh my God, I can't talk about it. Don't bring it up. Okay, let's talk about Jesus.
Jesus.
Hi, guys.
Jesus, he had some drama this episode.
It was a very Jesus heavy episode.
It was.
I enjoyed that.
Which makes sense when you have a child with a TBI.
Yeah. You know what, though? Honestly, are teenagers not allowed to be like that? I just feel as if I know people who are also just as aggressive.
Oh, really?
Even without TBI.
Even without TBI. So I feel like it's really unfair because now he has any kind of reaction he'll have. They're going to be like, oh, Jesus, pobrecito, oh my gosh. Like, relax. Let him react like that for like a second.
I think that you, Steph, especially, connect with Jesus on this level. Not just because you think he's attractive, but also just
We have the
because
same haircut?
maybe, I don't know.
the majority of the cast.
I disagree. If people have aggression issues and they pick fights and they shove people like we saw in this episode, but it crosses a line when they take a bat to their brother's doors and their shelves.
Well, that's different, but I'm saying, like, even pushing Brandon.
Yeah, that.
Wait, why especially me?
What?
You don't answer your comparison. You said
Well, no, because kind of like when we just talk, the four of us, and we're watching the episode, you're like, oh, I get angry like that too. Like, so like I get it. Like you're you're spicy. We all know this.
don't make
You
me
know.
mad.
I'm on her good side.
She's spicy and she knows it.
She's spicy and she knows it. And it's not a bad thing, it's just like Jesus is going through some stuff. Obviously, like teenagers, they love to be moody and act aggressive in nature and all these things, but it really, like, when Jesus said in the beginning of the episode, like, you guys are scared of me, and they said, well, that's not what we meant. For me, it's like, no, that was kind of BS. It's like, I've listened to the conversation that you guys had in the kitchen. That is exactly what you meant. You are scared for yourself and for everyone else that lives in this house because of this person, because he's so irrational in his actions. There's no way to sort of level him out. She said, I want my sweet Jesus back. I want this boy that we had. And it's, like the doctor said, you have to sort of, your expectations, you got to lower them a little bit.
You're right. I just think that this is beyond normal angsty teenage hormones, and
Yes.
it's a reason that we know it's a TBI. It's not JT Austin Jesus.
statement.
It is our new Jesus, and we
Yo,
want that Jesus
Taylor
back.
loved that shade.
That was so
I actually
shady.
thought that though watching it. I was like, if this was JT Austin though, like we wouldn't be able to tell the difference between like, you know what I mean, his normal aggression to like him having TBI. But sorry, sir.
He's not watching our show.
True
He
statement.
blocked me on Twitter.
Wait, hold up. Stop the train. He did?
Yeah, but I never
train
tweeted at him, so I don't know why. I think it's obviously just like somebody has an issue.
He
Like,
blocked me too.
yeah, I
Did
never.
he have a TBI?
Maybe.
He started following me. That's weird.
Wow. Okay, but with Jesus, I really like that we came back to the TBI because we've talked about it before, and this is such a big thing to happen in your life. You can't get over it. As is the abortion that Emma had. I was so happy to see them talk about it because that's not something that happens and then you forget about.
Right.
It is a big deal, and Emma had that beautiful monologue they gave her.
Oh, it really was lovely and so accurate and true.
I agree.
And because even regardless of his TBI, like everything that she was saying was so accurate and true post that. Like you can't, it's hard to be with somebody that would just look at you with anger and resentment the entire time and not understand or be on the same page or supportive. It's hard to move past that regardless of his TBI. So adding that on top of it, it's understandable for her to actually kind of fear if that anger could like push him over the edge at some point, even if he feels like it wouldn't. Like he can't control the TBI. He only can learn how to deal with it post those moments of snapping, you know?
Not that it happens to everyone, but I can't help but think that maybe there's also a possibility of just her herself. I know it was no one's fault, but just to see someone be like, you know what, I can't even mess with you like that anymore because you did get me pregnant. Like we had to go through this horrible situation. Not that it's I feel bad to say it's a turnoff, but almost a turnoff. Like
it changes things for sure.
It changes everything, and
the dynamic is different, obviously, between them, and we kind of saw that through the whole when she was at Worlds and she was dodging his phone calls and everything. Like, there's obviously been some hesitation, and there was even more hesitation when she saw that the door was smashed in, and she immediately was like, you know, I get it on a certain level, but also we're sort of seeing a character evolution with Emma because she was never really a person who, I don't know, like, she's just... Like, the interaction that she had with Mariana in the beginning of the episode, like, that attitude, I don't think we've ever seen that from her. And, I mean, we've seen her be, like, a bold woman, but not like that. And then...
She has a little less mercy now.
Yeah, like, she's been through some shit. Yeah, like, she's been through it, so she's like, oh, no, I'm not, like, going to be a naive little girl anymore. Like, I'm going to say what I feel when I feel it.
Which is so sad and almost bittersweet because that is what happens. Now she's lived to see something crazy, and now it's like life is a different perspective.
And even though he did not have the option, he still wasn't there with her. She had to do this thing alone.
Right.
And even irrationally, I think it's okay to be mad about that fact.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, even though there's a good reason to do it. And also, if Jesus is not going to be old Jesus, she needs to get to know new Jesus.
Right. That's very
If she even wants to.
If she wants to.
And they haven't had the opportunity to do it, so.
Right.
Yeah.
It's kind of heartbreaking.
It is heartbreaking because that's a lot. The TBI and the pregnancy, that's just too much. Like, they should have already said, you know what, we do need to take a break from each other because I can't even see anything clear.
Yeah, both have experienced two things that changed them both drastically.
But I think in Jesus's mind, he is craving the stability that he had before. So he's trying to do anything he can to get things back to the way they were. Meanwhile, Emma is like, I don't want anything to do with this.
Right.
Like, she's freaked out about everything. She's, like, getting squirrely about situations that she would normally not be affected by.
Right.
And I just think that it's really, it's so emotional to see Jesus just, like, want to be the way he was and realize that it's never going to be that way.
Right.
But this is why I'm saying I don't want to blame everything on the TBI because they haven't given him enough time to just process. So, you know, now that he's finally gone back to normal where he can see and read, write, and all those things, to hear, no, you can't go to school and to do this, and then being blamed for this and hearing all these things, it's like, give him a chance to hear it because he's still on edge. No matter what, he's going to stay on edge because of what's happening.
Right.
In addition to his TBI.
Yeah.
I want to make a recommendation.
Go ahead.
I want him, if their insurance allows, to see a therapist. He needs
Right,
somebody
but
to
we
talk
brought
these things about.
I had brought this up before. I said that Callie could have used a therapist as well. She needs it more than anybody because, you know, it started from a young age, and this is just new. Not that he doesn't need it, but...
And, like, is Mariana still going to therapy? Like, I don't know, because she had that whole experience. I don't know. I feel like the whole family needs therapy.
I want, like, a Big Little Lies crossover. That therapist was amazing.
Yes.
True.
That
Bring her
therapist
in.
was
therapist
amazing.
from Big Little Lies?
The Nicole Kidman's
Oh,
therapist.
right.
God,
She's
I love
so
that
good.
actress.
God, I know.
Great.
You know the scene where Emma was walking through the school with Jesus and she was FaceTiming Jesus?
Yeah.
I just had a moment of, is this what life is nowadays?
I know, me too. I'm like, oh my God,
statement.
I would never do that. That's what I thought I'm like, this is so weird. I would never do that.
Is that normal for
Like
kids?
walking through the hallway?
No, walking through the hallway
FaceTiming.
Well, you're not allowed to have your phones out in school.
I was gonna say that
I could
thing
only
would have been
imagine.
snatched out of my hand walking down the hallway.
Because we had our cell phones back then, but like we couldn't really use them like that.
I was just thinking, like, we probably don't walk down the street FaceTiming because we kind of know better. We know,
Yeah,
in
that's
like a
true.
busy place like a hallway, but they have not. A FaceTime is a new addition to our lives, not
It
for
is.
them.
So
They
it
grew up
doesn't
with it.
seem weird. Everyone's just like, she just FaceTime someone.
Well,
Who cares?
here's the thing. We have a youth among us tonight.
She's just a little baby now.
She's so little.
What do the kids do?
Taylor,
What do the kids do,
yeah,
Taylor?
was that like weird to you? Because it was very weird to us.
The
Okay.
FaceTiming was strange. We weren't even allowed to have our phones out like
That's my thought.
in between classes in my high school. It's been like 3 years, guys. I'm not a total baby, but
3 years? Yes, girl. I'm going to my 10 year this year. So.
I just went to mine this past week.
She said it's been 3 years. That's such a long time ago.
Guys, when I was in high school, I didn't have my own cell phone.
Yeah.
I shared it
me
with my
neither.
sister, and so that meant she just kept it in her purse, and it was her cell phone.
Right.
It's still her number.
Yeah.
I'm still mad about it. When I went to college, my parents were like, we should probably talk about getting a cell phone. And I was like, yeah, sure. And I got a razor. Okay, so that's about it.
I had a razor too.
Oh my god.
I had a little red one and a little pink one.
I had a.
Anything in the chat that you want to share? It's interesting.
Daily Katie XO has been having a lot of good thoughts just about Jesus as a whole. She thinks that she would be scared too if she was Emma, and that the shove is understandable, but smashing doors with baseball bats is just too
Right.
much. It's another level.
So I guess the summation of that is Jeff is right. Cool. Thank you for that, Taylor.
Thank
I
you,
think
Katie.
it was that I was right, but I think that's what we just heard there.
No.
Okay.
How
think so.
about you guys strap on some skates and get in the rink?
Oh yeah.
Wow, what a dovetail.
Oh.
Hey, I love the storyline still. How
too.
exciting is it to see Mariana doing something, as she said, that she's not good at?
Can we
I
just talk
love
about
it.
Sierra Ramirez for a second? Because we're all obsessed with her since we've met her personally, and she's a lovely girl. But she has had to learn about robotics. She's had to learn choreography for full dance routines. She's had to learn how to roller skate. And, what can't this girl do? I'm, I have super jealousy about her talents because is she just, up for anything?
She's an X-Men.
She had a super emotional last season. Now, it's just, she's been all over the place, but it's been amazing.
She's been blonde. She
She's
can do
been
everything.
blonde. I
She's famous.
forgot about the blonde. I know.
Slay queen.
For
Slay.
real.
It's just
She's
she's
just a little itty bitty queen.
kidding me.
I love her.
agree. I agree.
God.
Also,
She's half Colombian.
she is. Yes, thank you. It was really nice to see her, honestly, with making Latina friends.
Yeah.
I think that's so
I
important
love
for
that.
your sense of identity.
Absolutely.
I love that.
Even though there's some jealousy issues
Because she wants to be a jammer, but that's okay.
Oh, but I was so happy when the girl invited her out with those other girls,
Yeah.
though.
Unless they're gonna jump her because they're in Chula Vista, you don't know.
I don't know about jumping, but I do feel like she's being set up to be show up and them not be there.
Something.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'd be livid.
I feel like that girl's gonna try to break her down emotionally and mentally.
Well,
You know
she's
what
just
I mean?
jealous because her sister's giving her more attention
Truth.
than
Oh, that's her older sister?
her older sister's
Yeah.
the coach.
Zelda? Wait,
Papi?
Jimena.
Jimena.
Zelda.
Emma? It's spelled with an
Zelda.
X. It's spelled with an X,
Jimena.
which is next to Z.
Okay, but it's
Right.
not Zelda, it's
No,
Jimena.
Jimena.
There's definitely no L or D, though.
I'm fluent in Spanish.
Yes, we see. See.
Un poquito.
Yes, muy bien.
Gracias.
Con mucho gusto.
Gracias. Wait, I wrote falling drills. Oh, falling drills. Seeing her fall.
That's what he wrote out of that whole thing.
I don't want to talk about that. No. I liked it that she says that she isn't good at doing things she's not good at, and that she's so aware of that.
So I level with that completely. Because, I can't not be excellent at what I do. And if I'm not good at it, then I have, a panic attack freak out.
I feel like I know that about you.
I completely and when I was at that moment we connected because then she was like, no, I got this. And she pushed harder and she was like, no, I got this. And then she did it. And I was like, yeah, girl.
Doesn't this look like the most fun thing ever, playing derby?
Fun to watch. I don't.
I don't really do well with aggression. So.
Steph?
It looks like a really good time.
Steffi would do it. We should go see a match. Jeff has been.
I have. Yeah, I know all the girls. They're all my friends.
Oh, excellent. I'm actually a bit of a delicate flower. I don't know if I could be.
Oh, I guess
Me too.
that's so funny. I just think that like looks so fun to be like on wheels and like shoving people.
No.
I like the roller skating part.
Me too. But the hitting part, like even when I played basketball, yes, I tried to play basketball at one point, and that's hilarious.
Get it, shorty?
But even if I would accidentally like step on somebody's foot in the middle of a game, I'd be like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. On the other team, like, just,
Oh, really?
oh yeah.
Actually, you know what? I probably would like it. I'm thinking about how I used to play soccer. Sorry about it.
Nah, man.
Okay,
Don't
okay.
apologize.
No, you're right.
Did anybody see any old love interests of Brandon that they want to talk about?
Oh my goodness gracious! Spell your name right, girl.
How does he?
Wow.
How does he just let her just like a little like snake just like crawl?
But why is she like, oh, I'm Courtney and I'm just so like little Disney princess and I
She's
have a
manipulative.
child. No, but do you see how he gets all like, oh, and then
Yeah.
forgets about Grace and that? No, whatever you want, it's not a problem. Your moms are gonna be so mad when they find out that Courtney's
Right.
up in your back house.
Legit.
I want to say something
You sounded so Californian
that
right
isn't
now.
have to do with bashing Courtney.
Wow.
If people want to hear that, they can just like scroll back to last season.
Did you grow?
No, because he's about to bash
Let's
on
not
her
say
even
that,
harder.
please.
Go ahead. What do you have to say?
Okay, wow, Steph, you're really underestimating me. What I was gonna say is that he has invited this ex-woman to he's giving her childcare and he's giving her a place to stay, and these are values that his mother's instilled in him growing up. And so yes, they're gonna be mad, but they're also, I think, gonna be like, darn it, we raised a really good kid who is currently letting himself be taken advantage of, and yet currently
currently.
being taken advantage of, but it comes from a really good place.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, and I feel
Improv
like
good.
if the kid wasn't there, it would be a different story.
Yes.
Because obviously the little kid like has a connection to Brandon, broke my goddamn heart when he said, when are you gonna move back in with me and mommy? Like
Yeah.
there's obviously a connection there. He looks up to him, he enjoys Brandon's company, and I just feel like that kid needs therapy, I think. I think that kid needs I think Mason
later.
needs therapy.
I think that we need to start making a list and reordering it based on who we think needs the most therapy.
I think.
Yeah.
Well, I think we just need to make a list of who doesn't need therapy on the show.
You're right. That'll be a shorter list,
Wait, let's think for a
An
second.
empty list.
right?
Who doesn't? Oh yeah.
Who doesn't need therapy? You right, girl. That's everybody.
Remember,
No,
oh my god, remember that character? Oh no. I remember his name. Jude. Where has he been?
Where has Jude been?
Where is Jude?
You
was in
remember
last
the
week's
last
episode.
episode, yeah.
Dude.
Hey Jude, where are you?
I don't know, but Hayden keeps coming to my acting studio, and I'm like, "What up, bro?" That's where he's been. He's been hanging out on Tuesday nights
That must
over
be-
at.
So
it's on
everybody
Court.
needs therapy.
Jelly.
The Brandon Gracing was going really well too.
It
Before
was
this.
going well. You know what I think it is? I think that Brandon is attracted to strong women. One that is, in his eyes, he connects it to what Lena and Steph had to go through and what he saw. So it's what he's used to. And I think that that's what he sees about Courtney. Even though we're seeing like, girl, you're stupid and weak and blah, blah, blah. He's like, oh, she's so strong. Like, I want to help her because, like how even Danny Zuko.
Yeah, you did.
Danny
Wow,
Nucci.
Danny Nucci.
Damn
Mike.
Zuko, baby.
Wait,
Yeah,
are
but
you
he
making
should
the
be him.
whoa? Are you making the comparison that Danny Nucci's dating a woman with a child as well? And that comparison,
but like taking care of. Remember what he said? Brandon and I are just
Nurturing
traditional
nature.
type, nurturing nature, taking care of women,
Falling hard, falling fast.
hard, wanting to be that protector, and
That's
So
true.
I think that he's just doing that, and she's not as cute as she seems. If she didn't have that kid, she would just be
An ex.
another basic
Who
ass
can't pay
bitch.
rent.
An annoying ex that he would be like ignoring her text messages.
It just sucks because I think we did see them about to kiss in the preview. Also, whoever the person was last week that told us about her and Gabe, that's gonna $100. Brandon's gonna drop things with Grace because he's gonna be like, actually, I want Courtney now.
this is we don't know if this is a spoiler or not. But Taylor, have you heard about this at all? That Gabe and Courtney might have a fling?
They better not.
I didn't hear
No,
that.
I haven't heard that.
If so,
Okay.
stab me in the foot. I'm so dead serious.
That's what
Just
I'm
take
saying.
me out.
She doesn't deserve him.
Oh, but you do though.
Those
Wait
quads,
for me.
faux
Wait
show.
for me.
Wait for me.
I like that Brandon and Grace decided to slow it down, but I'm really even happier that she came back to his face with being like, but you brought up this Coachella thing 3 months from now.
Yeah.
I think that's smart.
Well, it's because he had the realization once he heard it from his father's. Oh no, once he heard it from Anna's voice. She's the one who said she gave the woman perspective to say, some people jump into things so quickly before they get to know each other.
Yeah.
So then he got scared for just that moment.
I want to know how he's paying for that.
Paying for what?
Paying for the Coachella tickets. They're expensive.
They're
They are
expensive,
expensive.
and it's
That's-
not a last minute thing.
And he's got to find a place to stay there too.
I know, or they're gonna camp probably.
Well, that's
seem
why
like
they said let's
campers.
play it by ear because they already know it's about to be $600 for both.
He's good at playing things by ear. He's a musician.
Oh.
But
Can I ask what?
thank you.
I'm curious. She's in college, right? I just want to know what she sees in this high schooler.
Wait,
Who,
Grace
Grace?
or Courtney?
Great.
Well, Grace got to see him as a musician. I think there's something to be said about seeing someone's talents. You don't
But
see
also-
them
True
as
statement.
But also, she's been like
Oh, no, you're a
super
sucker for them.
homeschooled and sheltered, and she hasn't had the opportunity to date. So I
She
think
was
that
homeschooled?
she was homeschooled. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, homeschool people are so weird. That makes so much sense. Everything makes sense. Every time I meet a homeschool person, they say, "Oh, I go to homeschool, but you can't tell," and I always say, "I can tell. I can always tell." People are just people are listening to our show and turning it off. Not everybody. I'm doing crowd control now. Not everybody, just everybody.
Listen, it's becoming a trend. A lot of
I
people are
can tell.
doing that these days.
Well, now because they're making better programs,
Yeah.
so
Oh, let's
it
ask
does
Betsy
work
about
better.
Maybe. Okay, that makes so much. That answered my question. She's a homeschooler.
Yeah. No, but okay. So in defense to your statement there, yeah, I guess that's true because she's her social cues are off, so it does make sense. She didn't interact with a lot of people.
And clearly she doesn't have any friends that tell her not to do this
Okay.
to her ex-boyfriend because she would have taken her baby there.
But is she that man? But she's grown and she got her own spot. Courtney doesn't.
Okay,
But
but
Courtney is taking.
isn't she only like 1 year older than Brandon?
Yeah.
Oh, if that's the case, then who cares?
Exactly.
That's nothing.
I don't know.
Nothing.
Brandon still seems beyond
still
his
mad.
years. He's a babysitter. He's a musician.
I'm so mad.
I have always been attracted to younger men, so I don't
Ditto.
care, whatever.
Yeah, it's called Peter Pan syndrome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They like the young boys.
So do I. It's
Not
definitely
me.
a complex that I'm working on right now.
Okay, that's interesting. I just worry that he's going to join a cult, which brings us to today's sponsor.
Oh.
So, A&E's Emmy-nominated groundbreaking series returns on August 15th, and that is Leah Remini, Scientology in the Aftermath.
The British are coming. The British are coming.
I don't know what that means.
Not nothing. I was just saying warning.
Oh, fantastic. Yes.
That's the only thing I can think
911.
of. Everyone run.
This show is back with 10 new episodes. I'm so excited. Leah Remini, everyone knows from King of Queens.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, she's
She's
the best.
everything.
She's also hilarious. And also, this is just a new side of her that you don't see because she is helping
Going
people.
in.
Yeah, these stories from Scientology, people have left dealing with abuse and heartbreak and harassment. Because after you leave, it's not just a clean cut. It's terrifying. You guys have watched it, right?
Oh,
First season.
I have
Yes.
not, but I want to so badly.
It's amazing.
It is literally her mission to take down these people, and for her to stand up and be as bold as she is doing this.
Against
Yeah.
them?
She has balls.
But she's
yeah.
such
real.
a boss.
I mean, she
even
put
though
out a
she
book
speaks.
too, and she has the show like.
And she's helping these people who have left the church to take action
Yeah.
in their lives.
Yeah.
They're not just victims that we're exploiting their story of. It's amazing. If people want to watch the first season, it's on demand and it's also on the A&E app. New season, they come out 10 new episodes on August 15th.
I'm in.
Taylor, you watched too, right?
Yeah, guys, I literally stayed until 3 a.m. the other day watching it. It's so interesting.
The F have I missed out on
it's
all
so
of this?
interesting.
Oh my
It is.
god. I'm
And
so excited.
fun fact: if you
Tell
ever
me a
want to
fun
run
fact.
into Leah and her family, they own a breakfast place
Which
in
is so
Studio
good.
City, which is really good. I forget the name, but if you just Google
Millennial.
Vivian's Millennial Cafe,
Yes.
in Studio City, and I frequent it.
And they
It's
all
delicious.
work there. They
Yeah.
actually all work there. They'll serve you.
That is
legit.
a fun fact. Thank you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's get back to the show.
Yes.
So Brandon had an amazing family dinner with Anna and Mike and AJ, and I brought it up just because we haven't seen this core family
I've been waiting
unit over
for
there
so long.
before yet. So cohesive, eating dinner. I love the dinner scenes.
I'm like, I've missed AJ. Like, I'm glad he was back in this episode. It kind of made me smile.
Did you like this version of AJ though?
I love his energy. I will say that he has good energy, but he's being a little playa. So I don't know.
I feel like it's very him though. I like it because they really don't seem. like I didn't always think that Danny had to be so connected to Steph's life. Like they could have separate lives. So it was
No,
nice.
that is true.
It was nice to see like their own private dynamic between like even AJ and Anna have a relationship now.
Right.
You know, and that's something we don't think about. We forget that these people are building their own families.
Oh yeah.
So
Like living at home together, we really do forget that.
it's so great.
You listen, I'm not gonna lie though, in the dinner scene, all I was focusing on was the hodgepodge of food on their plate. Like, why was there potentially like some, I don't know what it was, some sort of like enchilada casserole thing, and then corn?
Yeah, girl.
Yeah,
Is
that's
that
what
like
you-
a thing? Do you
Yeah.
like corn with enchilada casserole?
Yes.
Well, the enchilada's more Mexican, but corn is super Latino.
Yeah, but it wasn't like street corn or something. It was
No,
just like
girl, damn,
corn.
you sounding low-key racist right now. She said street corn. Well, we have different preps. There are different. We are capable of taking that shit right off the cob.
Call her
Out. She said on the street corner, we don't do that. Elotes are for TJ only.
It seemed like a weird
She
match to me.
Dang, they have culinary arts in other countries. They don't know.
It just didn't seem like a match.
Yo, everybody, blow up the chat room right now.
Don't.
Yo, Hannah's racist and I hate homeschoolers. We're on a roll tonight.
Oh, Lord.
Okay, so
Not racist. I meant to say very. You're stereotyping.
culturally.
Culturally, yeah, you're culturally incorrect.
Culturally
as fuck.
appropriated.
Sorry.
insensitive. It's okay.
Whatever.
It's okay. Do you forgive her?
I do
know
forgive her. She's from
things.
Kentucky.
I
Don't
just-
worry.
I just made you a Twitter
I
account.
corn with like fried chicken. I'm confused. Okay.
Yeah, you can find Hannah at Street Corn.
Don't tip me because the hotshot dude need to be revamped, so street corn could be a whole new thing for me.
Right?
We'll
And
see.
that's to look forward to.
Okay.
Okay, I've been waiting for the Anna and Mike relationship all my life.
Thank
Oh,
God
all
yeah.
that.
series.
Okay, so thank God that happened, right?
Yes.
Are you feeling the same way
I'm
as me?
feeling the exact same way.
Because that could have been just like another drama layer that we did not need this season.
I know.
So-
Thank God, right? What a relief when she said,
And you know what too? It brought up something very interesting. How Steph has less of an influence on Mike now.
Legit.
Which
She
I was
really-
like,
yeah.
okay,
Right? Because
yeah.
he didn't stick with it. He finally has someone else.
I liked that.
And not
That is so
everybody
nice, you're
gives
right.
good advice all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
And in this moment, like Steph didn't actually know what she was talking about.
Yeah, they proved it.
I agree completely, though. Thank you to the writers for thinking that not only is the audience smart watching, but the characters are smart.
Yes, exactly. And Danny deserves his own family. He really does, like, his little unit.
He's made it too.
Yeah.
They have a
it's so
child.
wonderful.
What is the baby's name?
Bella.
Bella.
Bella. Oh,
Bella.
Isabella. Fantastic. Yeah, I love this story, and I cannot wait for another wedding.
And we'll see.
Oh my God! Wait 2 years, let them all drink.
yeah.
The kids.
Things are never as easy as it seems. So hopefully we get that.
What do you know? What are you
Whoa.
predicting?
I'm not predicting anything per se, but I just feel like nothing is ever that easy.
It is the Fosters.
So
A critically acclaimed.
it's
Show.
like great, but then I don't know. Like I'm waiting for Mariana and Jesus' reaction, and then we'll
Oh,
see
yeah.
what happens because they don't know. I don't know. It could be a whole thing.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Also, though, when people date people that they know, in their friend groups or their circles or their larger circles, they don't as often meet somebody at a bar and hit it off. And so it really makes complete sense to me that Mike has met
I
the
love that you've
mother
said that.
of the children of his ex-wife.
Yes.
And that I think it, like, on paper it sounds weird in describing it, but in
makes-
life it's good.
Absolutely. I just had
Yeah.
this discussion with someone recently saying how it's so weird when you meet someone that's too close. And she said, honestly, Stephanie, if I wasn't married, I could not imagine meeting anybody now. And then she's like, and if you're not willing to do online stuff like me, I don't want to do the online dating apps or anything like that. She's like, how else are you supposed to meet anyone if you're not being introduced by your close friends and or family?
true
So
statement.
it was totally inevitable. I just think that Steph is going to be weird about it because it's Mariana Jesus' kids. That's the only reason why she feels some type of way.
You think, though?
I think so. And then she was so quick to say, oh, don't you think it's a little, like, it's like, shut up, Stephanie, don't say anything right now.
And then like I don't know. It adds a whole thing because.
But she
I
doesn't
feel
know
like-
the relationship.
But I feel like when Mariana Jesus, Gabe, and Anna are together, the kids have like, I don't know, like
Parents galore.
I guess like it just is like a good feeling, and who knows how they're gonna react. I don't know. I mean, we'll find out, and we didn't see anything in the preview, so we'll hopefully find out. We have 6 more episodes, I think.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean,
I can see
it's
them
time to
getting-
flush it out.
Yeah, Anna's character really deserves this.
Yeah,
For
yeah.
real.
She's worked really hard.
And in my mind, make it less complicated by you know what I mean? Like solidifying all of these couples, because right now everybody just like aimlessly dating and then not dating and all that kind of stuff.
Hannah,
It
it's a
actually makes it
drama.
You know what?
It's a teen drama.
There's enough drama without the relationship.
I call it family drama.
There
I
can be
don't know if
drama
there's a
in
difference.
successful committed relationships.
Truth.
Let
You're
it
right.
be.
You're right. Anything in the
Look at
chat?
Elena.
Yeah, a lot of everyone's pretty happy about the engagement, how it
God.
happened so fast. Let me find it. Sorry, there's so many people in here. I'm so excited.
Don't
There's
worry
so
about
much
it.
going on.
Tell me, say what's up, what's up?
It's so exciting.
No, we're almost out of time. I'm moving on. No congratulations from the chat. We have to talk about Callie and Aaron.
Yes!
Yes.
Woo!
Yeah, do explain.
Well, first of all, Aaron's a little boppy.
He's so
He
cute.
is so cute. And
Not even cute, just like
like
sexual.
fine. He's so fine. I am so proud of him for really knowing how to break Callie down. Communicate. No one knows how to communicate with Callie, and all he does is he's just honest. And he's like, look, don't ask somebody else. Ask me. I get it. You want to talk, but guess what? You can talk to me. And he's been through a lot of trauma himself, obviously. So I just feel like, or not trauma, but changing,
Right.
whatever. So I think it's so perfect because tonight's episode was the first time I ever saw Callie really analyzing herself and slowing down and thinking, okay, I did do this wrong. Let me try this. When she was just talking
Yes.
on the couch, the conversation we liked.
Yeah.
It was just so perfect.
And
This is really good for her.
And
I agree.
I loved how him also, when they were first like hooking up and like pulled away and we're having a conversation about it, and he was like, I don't know why you thought that I would want to have sex when I like want to have sex with somebody. Like it has to be very like, I have to be intimate with them and like personal, and I have to know that I can trust them, and knowing that like for him, sex is totally different because there are more things that need to be talked about before just like jumping in bed with somebody.
Absolutely.
And I loved the way that he like communicated that in such like an attractive and powerful and no shame kind of way, but just
Yes.
like, this is the facts about my life and this is the way that I approach things, and like I hope that you can be on board and like respect that. Also, I loved it.
I also just like the way that Callie approached the situation when she came back to talk to him, and he said, well, why did you want to? Why were you just going to sleep with me if you
Yes,
felt
that's the
this
part
way? And she's like, because I thought that I had to, basically. Like I thought that this is where it was going, and it just kind of like hit home again, because it's like, how many of us have felt that way?
Yes.
That we need to do this now and make this connection with this person now, or the connection will be lost. And what's going to happen if we don't do anything? They're going to go and find somebody else. They're going to move on, whatever. So it was very relatable, and it wasn't even like a trans cis thing. For me, it was just like, this is just life. And for me, I was most excited about this whole like storyline this episode, and I think that it did an amazing job of introducing us to how Aaron would like to approach things when they do get intimate, and how Callie needs to handle herself. And even like the conversation with Cole, like, not everyone is the same. Not everybody
Right.
likes the same things. And just to sort of, in Callie's mind, which is okay because she knows that she's going to say wrong things,
Right.
but in her mind thinking like, okay, well, I'm going to ask this other trans guy like what he likes, and then I'm going to do that exact same thing because, like they're obviously going to like the same stuff. And it was like a nice reality check for her.
Yes.
I agree
think.
completely.
Yeah.
Natalie has sorry, I butchered her name, but she said that I don't think Callie was necessarily wrong to ask advice from Cole. Which
She had to make that, and it's
Yeah, well,
understandable
yeah.
that she did.
I agree completely. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that like totally makes sense to go to your other trans friend to ask about like this trans person you're dating. I just wish that his advice kind of specified that this is what I like.
Yes.
Cole likes,
Right.
and everybody's different.
Right.
And that Callie should have just more or less adapted to what Cole said, and then kind of saw
Yes.
how it worked on Aaron.
Right.
Yes, and I think that Cole is as a teenager. He doesn't know how to. He doesn't have the right words to be able to say. You should talk to your partner and
Yes.
see what he likes, because that's like such a mature thing that everyone has to learn.
Right.
And I just think that like watching Callie deal with this and figure out, it's just like this is like how you socialize women, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And so I could just see like the little light bulbs going off, and millions of viewers around the country being like, oh, I get to also have a say in when we have sex.
Well,
And when Cole said, well, what do you like? And she gave the look of like, what do you mean?
I don't know, because
I
you don't
love
think about
that.
that because we're so focused on pleasing our other person that we're with, our significant other.
And
But yeah,
And speaking of trauma, she was raped
Right.
you know, very early on. And that's something that it takes a while to deal with. And I think we're still seeing that in her.
I think that's what it is. The problem with like some rape victims as well is I think you get to a point where you don't want to, right before you have sex, you don't want to always have to associate it. You want to just be able to enjoy it. So when she gets to the point where she just wants to say it's okay, it's because you don't have to go back into it. Just enjoy it. Sometimes it will be like that, but I think that's what makes her want to do it even quicker and not give herself the time to think, because she doesn't want to cast herself as a victim.
Yes, and that is why I thought it was so brilliant, the writing in between Cole and, or not, Aaron and Callie's. And Aaron and Callie's little argument about it, because she was saying, like, I thought that's what you had to do, I thought this, that, and he's saying, it's hard for me. The writing was brilliant because they were both right.
Yes.
And they both were justified to be frustrated and to be angry at the other one.
Yeah.
And I love that.
I liked that we got to see Callie experience an entire thing here in one episode.
Agreed.
Meaning it was so important for us to see her go speak to AJ, and I love that AJ's like, what are you talking about? We are done with, like, no one ever just gives it to Callie straightforward. Either one, they're tiptoeing around her feelings, two, they're trying to protect her, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, she never gets a straightforward answer.
Right.
So it was nice to see her do full circle, you know?
I agree.
Yeah. It's just an amazing example to show people that you can communicate with your partners, but if you like something, if not you're ready for
Communication
something.
is so important. You literally, ladies, you get what you want if you communicate to your partner what you want.
Yeah.
Same thing goes for men.
Yeah.
Communicate. Say, I like this. I don't like this. And this could be like not in the bedroom, in life, out, doing things. Hey, when something happens, say that it bothers you.
Right.
Don't hold it in.
Right.
Makes a world of difference.
It does.
Right, and I like that we got to see her communicate with 3 different people. Like, not
Yes,
just her
right.
partner, but her ex, and them come to closure together, which, like, everybody needs crazy fools. And, like, her other trans friend or Cole or whatnot, and, like, talking about those things. And then going over and doing it with Elliot. I'm sorry, I just want to call him Elliot because I stalk him.
And even
I
with
love him.
Brandon. I mean, the communication with Brandon, too, this episode, when he was like, oh, he moved on fast. Like, it was just like, I don't know, she's got a good friend in Brandon, and I think she sort of like patched up everything else that she had going for her. I don't know. I thought it was a great episode.
Yeah, and in terms of trans representation, which I'm always concerned about, you know, we have this amazing storyline with a Callie dating a trans character, and that is making TV history to have the lead of a teen drama doing that. And then on top of that, we also have another trans character on the show that she turns to for advice. And to have like 2 trans characters in one episode played by trans actors, that's incredible. And then on top of that, the second example of representation in Cole is that he's also dating somebody.
Yes.
You know, like, it's just unbelievable to see.
And I kept thinking, actually, in this episode, because we haven't seen Cole for a while. Like, we've
A
talked
long
about
time,
Cole, but we haven't seen him. And before, I think the last time we saw him, he was very much still in the midst of transitioning.
He was.
Which kept making me wonder, because when we first met Cole's character, we didn't know for certain, or he wasn't transitioning at that time. He was just talking about the desire to and taking the hormones.
I think he was openly trans because he was like, kind of frustrated with being a guy in the girls United.
Here's the thing, though. On the show, when he was coming out to do it, even in our society, we weren't accepting of it yet. Like, this was just, like, last year. I feel like in the last 8 months, we're more...
I mean, unfortunately, I think that
Does that make
it's a
sense?
subject where there are still many people that are not okay with it. And
I mean, I guess we're in California, so I'm in a bubble, but...
yeah, this is just, I mean, this is amazing to have on television, and I think the biggest deal with Callie and the love interest is that Aaron is trans and it doesn't matter.
I keep forgetting that he is.
And this is not a tragedy.
Yeah,
So many shows
this is
give you
happy. This is
right. So many shows give you trans characters, and they're the butt of the joke, or they're a victim,
Or something,
or
of something,
dead.
like, exactly, I was gonna say, or something super vulgar.
Yes, just have these 2 amazing shining examples.
and the lead actress is interested in this guy, and it just honestly makes all the difference, because I can't even imagine not having representation for somebody like myself if I didn't have any sort of representation on TV. The Fosters is doing a great job. I mean, we know this completely, and just I hope that Cole comes back. I think that it would be really great to keep him around. I think that he's wonderful. I think that he really it's funny. Their relationship is so cute because he clearly will always have feelings for Callie, no matter what. Because it's like that was his like first crush.
I mean, the storylines with Cole and there, it kind of gave me chills this episode because they each are having happy endings.
Yeah.
You know, and trans people have been deprived of that on TV and in books and in all representation. So I think it's phenomenal.
Makes me so happy.
And we got to segue to some predictions too.
Okay.
Let's talk about what we saw in the preview.
Okay.
So we saw Jesus getting mad again,
Right.
talking to Lena being really upset about it and having a fight with Steph, where she mentions her drinking, which we have not
Yes.
talked about a lot at all. And then we also saw, Jesus was mad about the party that he and Mariana went to, and it looks like a massive dramatic thing happened there with Callie and Mariana. Maybe not Callie, but definitely Mariana.
And it looks like they're all there.
Yeah, it looks like
something
everybody's there.
happens because why does Sierra have such a
Well, then there was like a
startled look?
police light.
Right.
People find out that, and the last thing we saw something about we saw Brandon kissing someone who looks like Courtney, although it
Right.
could have been Grace.
I don't know. The top seemed Grace. I don't know. I don't know.
I think it's Courtney.
Ooh,
Loose curls.
Exactly,
Hannah
it was
the
loose curls.
I know. Steph, any concrete predictions you want to share?
No, but no.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry.
Taylor, any predictions from you and the chat?
I don't know what I wonder what kind of party it is, kind of.
Ditto.
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
It looked like a
In
rave.
a rave. It reminded me of the farm party thing do you remember when Brandon's band played at the
Yes.
farm
Oh, yeah.
party thing
Yes.
like season 2? So I'm wondering if it's something like
Farm,
that?
not actual farm,
With a
like
PH.
pharmaceuticals.
Pharmaceuticals.
Yeah.
The only reason I knew that is because of Law and Order SVU, by the way.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to know what kind of party it is. Everyone in the chat got really quiet for some reason.
Maybe the party is like the roller girls invite Mariana and she's like, and that's why Jesus is like, well, you can't go if I can't go.
Yeah.
And
what if
maybe.
Jesus breaks up with Emma and he's like, there's a roller derby party with all women. I have to go.
Well, yeah, because he's dancing with
Well,
somebody. So
he's gonna get into something. I just wonder what happens that's so severe that Lena's like, what
I
are you
have
doing?
no idea.
Right, if he like gets jealous or if he takes some sort of drug
I'm
at
wondering
this
if
party.
he takes something.
What
Yeah,
if
I
it's a
don't know.
roller derby party and they're wasted and they put on their rollerblades and they just all like start hitting each other and it's a big drama?
Or
I
what
think-
if it's Jesus
I
that
think-
tries to roller skate? And
I think you need to go to your therapist.
Oh my god. Stop it. My insurance won't pay for it anymore.
I know, right?
Jillian, any other predictions from you?
No, I'm just gonna like ride this wave. We might have a guest next week, waiting on confirmation. It's somebody that we've never had on the show before, so stay
Yes.
tuned.
So excited. Hannah, before we go, anything from your end of the sphere?
No, just like I think it's gonna be drugs or aggression. I feel like they're leaning to Jesus doing something at the party.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. If everyone's there, I really want to see Jude and Noah there too.
Oh, I
Yeah.
hope so.
Real.
They
And-
probably will be.
And then that'll create drama because they all can't fit in one car to go home. Do they have a minivan? Do we know what kind of car they drive?
A Mini Cooper.
They have a Mini Cooper?
They have a Mini Cooper.
Yeah.
Stop it. They need like 3 cars to go anywhere.
For real.
That's the real story of this show, people. Okay, we'll see you next week. Let's say goodbye. I'm Jeffrey Masters. I tweet from Jeff Masters 1.
I'm Hannah Pritchard. Y'all can find me on Instagram and Twitter at the Hotshot Dude.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Jillian Leff, and again, you can find Hannah at Street Corn.
Oh yeah. You can find me on Twitter at Stephanie Georgie, on Instagram at the Stephanie Georgie.
Taylor, thank you for joining us once
for letting
again.
me join
of
you
course. Where
guys.
can the
Thanks
good
for
people find
having
you
me.
on the social media?
You can find me on Twitter at alphaba_Ann and on Instagram at Taylor_Gates_.
Fantastic. And good luck back at school.
Thank you so much.
Bye. Bye. Goodbye, everybody.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.